Hey guys, Dylan here, and today we're going to be covering some more comic book news. Today I'm going to be talking about how Marvel has decided to make Mjolnir a female. Donny Cates and Marvel double down on retcon of Thor's Mjolnir, depict it as a female energy being. Marvel Comics writer Donny Cates, alongside associate editors Caitlin, I'm not even going to say that last name, and Alana Smith, retcon Thor's famous Mjolnir in the latest issue of his run on Thor. In Marvel Comics, Thor wielding his hammer debuted in Journey into Mystery number 83 back in 1962. In that issue, written by Stan Lee and Larry Lieber, with art done by Don Heck and Jack Kirby and Steve Ditko, Dr. Donald Blake is transformed into Thor after he discovers an ancient cane. He discovered the cane after fleeing in a cave, following his discovery of the arrival of a number of alien rock creatures. The cane transforms into Mjolnir and then transforms him into Thor. And we can see that transformation happening right there on the comic panels. The inscription on the hammer read, "Whosoever holds this hammer, if he be worthy, shall possess the powers of Thor." And you can see it written there in giant text. They've since made it look more mystical and not typed out. In Thor Annual number 11 by Alan, yet again, I'm not even going to try to read that last name, Zilantes, Mjolnir is commissioned by Odin as one of the three treasures to be finer than Odin's spear. And this is actually the story that I remember. This is the one that I would have to say if you said, give me the origin of Mjolnir. That's what I would say. That's the one that I remember. One of the dwarves tell Odin, "Now by your leave, a gift unlike any in all the realm, the hammer Mjolnir, forged by the mystic Uru metal. It is unique weapon of matchless strength, my lord, and invulnerable to destruction," which we now know is a fucking lie because that hammer's been destroyed so many times. Odin would add his own enchantments to the hammer, saying, "To Mjolnir's natural properties, I shall add my own divine enchantment. Henceforth, no one shall be able to wield this hammer lest they be worthy. And ever shall this mallet return to the hands of him who hurls it, and ever shall the thunderous storm and the very elements on high respond to Mjolnir summons." And we can see the enchantment of Mjolnir happening right there. This origin would be slightly altered in 2004 when Michael Avon Oeming and Daniel Bergman told their version of the creation of Mjolnir in Thor 80. The book states, Odin sought out great dwarf craftsman Eitri to make the hammer Mjolnir. Eitri used the heart of a son to forge a mold with which he birthed Mjolnir, the greatest weapon of all time. His creation is a work blessed with magic, blessed by the power of Odin. I think that one has been referenced before too. I think I'm familiar with that one. This history, along with the hammer's original inscription, would be altered by Jason Aaron when he turned Jane Foster into Thor. Oh wow, it had to alter something to fucking make Jane Foster Thor. First, the hammer's inscription was changed. Aaron changed it to, "Whoever holds his hammer, if she be..." Fuck you. Fuck you. "If she be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor." I guess the inscription can just change whenever. And it didn't add the S till she picked it up. Funny. It's almost like a comedy. Aaron would continue to alter Mjolnir's history in the Mighty Thor series. In the Mighty Thor 12, Foster visits Omnipotence City, where the Lord High Librarian tells her many different tales that have been told about how the hammer of yours first came to be. Some say Odin had it forged as a gift for his young son. Others say that Allfather wielded it himself many centuries before Thor was even born. The tales always mention the dwarven forges and the mystical enchantments and the unbreakable Uru. But one very important element of the hammer's story has been forgotten: The storm, he asserted. And we can see this weird little fairy man right there walking alongside female Thor. The book then tells of a battle between Odin and the god Tempest, the mother of thunder, described as a sentient superstorm. Eventually, Odin defeats the storm, trapping it within a piece of pure uru, which had been gifted to him by the dwarves. After trapping the being in the stone, he tasked the dwarves to craft him a weapon, which they do. Upon attempting to take up the weapon, the storm takes Odin for a ride, almost destroying all of Asgard. In order to safeguard the weapon, Odin placed enchantments on it. So this guy introduced a female entity to exist within the hammer and made it a destructive being that needed to have enchantments placed on it. So basically with the female Thor series, they tried to roll all of the Thor Mjolnir origins into one. Lord High Librarian would tell Foster that he believed the storm had finally died, but nevertheless, the hammer appeared to be acting of its own free will, sending Foster crashing out of Omnipotent City into space. Not only would the hammer change into space without Foster wanting to do so, but she also claims the hammer spoke to her. So she's the super special Thor, and despite Odin's son, which is the Thor you know from the MCU, or the Thor you know in practically everything else, despite him wielding the hammer for far longer than her, and being proven worthy on so many occasions, the hammer never spoke to him. He's not special enough to have all the super secret powers of the hammer. Only Jane Foster can have the super secret powers. Now, Donny Cates, in the most recent issue of Thor, Thor 20, it is revealed that the storm is alive, and it's now calling itself the God of Hammers, as well as Mjolnir, which is stupid. The storm calling itself Mjolnir or the God of Hammers is dumb. And I hate that Thor's new enemy is his hammer. Like, we are so out of ideas that Thor is going to have to fight his hammer. It has also taken the shape of a woman that can wield itself, because a woman needs no man. And yes, they have now made this totally unoriginal looking character. It's literally just energy. No unique design, no unique fucking pattern, nothing. Just lightning all over. This is what comic creators are coming up with now. We are doomed. We are doomed. Not only does it take the shape of a woman, but it also has been going across the stars, destroying everything in its path. What do you make of Donny Cates and Marvel Comics doubling down on Jason Aaron's retcon of Mjolnir? I personally think that Mjolnir being a sentient being trapped in the hammer is stupid. I think that it's a really silly retcon that over convolutes Thor's backstory and makes me ask more questions than it will ever give answers. I don't know why they would ruin the simplicity of Thor just having a magical hammer. I think that this is as stupid as Bionic Commando having it revealed that his robot arm is his deceased wife. Like, it's stupid. Mjolnir doesn't need to be a person. Mjolnir doesn't need to be a woman. It just complicates everything about Thor and his relationship with his hammer. And now I know so many people are going to make jokes about the hammer, and so many people are going to look at Thor differently now because of this. But I guess Marvel Comics is seeing things right now is that behind every great man there is a woman, and that woman happens to be a hammer. So what did you guys think of this discussion? Are you interested in Mjolnir being a weird energy goddess of storms? Or do you think it's a silly and stupid idea? If you guys like this discussion, hit the like button. If you really like it, then share it around. And if you want to help out the channel, you can donate to my Patreon. Right now, I've kind of been separating myself from YouTube revenue or ad revenue because I've switched over content and the ad revenue is kind of dried up. So if you want to see more comic stuff and you want to see more superhero stuff, or you want to see more creepypasta and fan fiction readings, you can support the channel yourself and keep the content going that you want to see. This is the stuff that I really want to do, and this is the stuff that I'm happy doing. and hopefully you guys will think that that's worth supporting. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and bye.